Me llamo Michel Lefebvre Peña, soy el hijo de un republicano español que fue en la retirada a las finales de enero del 39, con esos cientos miles de españoles que han pasado la frontera para huir a las tropas de Franco. Esos españoles han ido en diferentes campos y mi padre, por ejemplo, fue en el campo de Argelès. Soy periodista, coleccionista de fotografías, siempre fui interesado por el trabajo de Robert Capa. He hecho un libro sobre Robert Capa con muchos documentos nuevos y he participado en un libro muy importante que se llama La maleta mexicana, a donde se publica más de 4.000 negativos que fueron escondidos en México y que se han encontrado en 2007 en Nueva York. Dentro de esta maleta había rollos de negativos y dentro de esos negativos había las fotografías que Capa ha hecho en marzo del 39 durante 5 días en 4 campos de refugiados españoles, y incluso las 99 fotografías que ha hecho durante algunas horas en el campo de Argelès.
My name is Victoria Mudritska. I'm from Ukraine, from Chernihiv. My city is situated on the borders with Russia and Belarus, only 70 kilometers, and we attacked from the first day. I spent 10 days in the war and moved to Poland, to Krakow. All time I work in Chernihiv in the museum and also as a guide, and investigated the different items, the history of Chernihiv and also the item of Holocaust and the Jewish studies in Ukraine. And now I work as a curator of program with Ukrainians in Krakow, in Galicia Jewish Museum. And so in this exhibition, this is one of the first project of mine, and I'm so curator with Vera.
My name is Vera Baldenyuk. I'm also Ukrainian, just like Victoria is. I'm from Kyiv originally and moved to Krakow before the war. And my sphere of interest is memory studies. And also I'm an editor of Polish magazine about culture, Dwutygodnik, from Ukrainian department. And my sphere of interest also now connected with Jewish history, as far as I'm also working at the Galicia Jewish Museum. And together with Victoria, we try to do our best when preparing this project first in Krakow, and then it has its new life here in Barcelona.
Robert Capa es el más importante fotógrafo de la Guerra Civil Española, de manera muy clara. A principios de la guerra vive en París, pero nació en Budapest, es húngaro. Primero fue refugiado de Budapest a Berlín porque la policía le buscaba por actividad comunista. Después se ha ido de Berlín a París para huir a los nazis. Y llega a París, no vive muy mal, no es un fotógrafo conocido, va a ser conocido durante la Guerra Civil Española por su trabajo con Gerda Taro y David Semurchim y la publicación de seguramente las fotografías más importantes de esta guerra civil. Cuando Robert Capa toma esas fotografías del final de la Guerra Civil Española, va a permanecer mucho tiempo aquí en Cataluña. Primero hace fotografías de la batalla del Ebro, después de la batalla del Segre, después de la retirada de Tarragona a Barcelona, y después se va con los refugiados que van a ir a Francia, y a finales del recorrido fotografía la retirada. 2 meses después regresa a los campos para fotografiar de nuevo esos refugiados. Pero lo que es importante es que Robert Capa en este momento es en la misma situación que los refugiados. Es decir, que la guerra con los nazis no es muy lejos y tiene una posición muy difícil en Francia, porque si los nazis llegan, seguramente lo van a arrestar. Entonces, él también quiere huir a Francia, ir a Estados Unidos, lo que va a suceder. Y lo que es interesante es que es también un refugiado que fotografía a otros refugiados.
Russian invasion into Ukraine made millions of people to flee their homes, and for many of them, Krakow was the place that they heard about, that it was known for them somehow. That's why hundreds of thousands of people stayed in Krakow. And Poland take on millions of people, and it was a huge social and humanitarian problem, a crisis for a long period of time. But thanks to the help of Polish people, Ukrainians found their homes and they organized their communities in Krakow. And in this situation, in this context, a lot of them lost their homes for the second time because the war started in 2014. And some of them lost their homes twice. So this situation for many of Ukrainians was very hard. And a lot of NGOs and institutions tried to help, tried to give as much as possible to regulate this situation and to give a chance and instruments for those people who need this help to feel the part of this community, to be a part of Krakow again. And our project was one of the first of such ideas to collect the stories of Ukrainian people and to give them a voice and a chance to tell their stories.
I tried to tell about my personal experience as a refugee, but it's not only my personal experience, it's the experience of many Ukrainians, especially in the first day of the war. Mostly of us can't believe in the war, and so as for me, I didn't prepare. And I didn't believe that it's only the next, I don't know, action to scare us on the borders. And so when I wake up and drink a coffee about 6:30 o'clock, heard something, it was eruptions, explosion, but I can't believe, but I heard a lot of sounds because began the panic among my neighbors, and some of my neighbors disappear very quickly, they prepare, I drink coffee, and so I don't know what to do with this situation because I have no car, money, and so also my job that connected with museums, that my exhibits precious and people because the chief of department. And so began the calls of my colleagues and what to do with this situation. I called the director and we decided to go to the museum and try to organize everything. And also it's a job like from previous war, it's also like supporting us. And so despite this signals, sirens, we try to hide the most precious exhibits in our museum, but because our museum is a big museum, and so we have a lot of precious exhibits from 11th century, Ukraine connected with Ukrainians. Stories. We have plan because when the war began in 2014, we have organized a program how to evacuate it. We have special list of the most important exhibits. And so we have not supporting from the administrator, for example. We collected our museum team, and decided that we should to hide these precious in the cellars because no possible to evacuate. And later we work all day, sometimes sit in the ceilings also with exhibits. So, and later come back to home, but it was really scary because it's not possible to be alone at this situation. And so many of people began to collect in the group to support themselves as a neighbors and the people as a friends. And also I moved to home of my friend. The next day, it's not possible for me to went to the job because the territory when I moved to my friends, it was private house, it was a deep cellar, it was a lot of food, but it's from other's hand, it was a strategical mistake for me because it's outskirts of Chernihiv, but a lot of Chernigovites moved to the private houses because it's easier to hide inside, because we have not classical professional shelters in the city. We have only few. And so my flat is situated not far from military unit and also police office, and later it was bombed not far from my house. But from other side it was outskirts, and Russians attacked our outskirts from the first day because they had planned to capture Chernihiv for 3 days. They were not successful, and so it was not possible. I was also happy because my daughter was in Kiev at that time, because I worried about her, and she managed to move from Kiev. It was easier. As for Chernihiv was like a fortress as a shield to defense for Kiev, because it's on the direction, and if the Russians captured the Chernihiv, it was an open road to Kiev. The Kiev direction. And also from other hand it was scary, but we tried to help people, neighbors, because we have not gas, heating and cook for neighbors, but we have only electricity at the time, and survived, and also cooked for people, for neighbors, for military people that also were on our street really closely. And from other hand, it's also scary, but it's interesting to collect information, because I am museum worker. I understand sometimes it's very important to fix this moment, and we did the photographers, but it was also dangerous to have these pictures in the mobile phone, really, because we read some information that on the occupied territory that was occupied by Russians, they took these phones, they investigated all information, and some of people were killed because it's like activities. And so I sent these pictures to my daughter and deleted everything, and decided that if the situation was be worse, and so I crashed my mobile phone. But it's also important to collect this information about this. And also was important to inform in the first day of the war our foreign friends about the situation. They also can't believe in this, and also we send in Facebook this information, try to tell, and so it's also one of the message of our exhibition, to tell the people about the war, about the stories, personal stories of our heroines. And Chernihiv was bombed really in the central. They bombed school, Russian, everything. It's civil objects, were civil objects, not military, because schools, museums also were destroyed. The central parts, the monuments, and also we decided to risk to escape because it's not possible to stay in this place. It's really destroyed. After a few days, our house was damaged seriously also. We risked to escape because we have the car. And we were successfully because it's only through the it was only one way through the one bridge that preserved that, but it was mined, yes. It was mining, and so, but a lot of people, a lot of Chernigovites, they were not successful and died, captured by Russians, and it was awful situation for them. We took the girl that she was pregnant on the 7 months. Also 5 days to the borders, and also later I moved to Poland, decided to move to Poland because I visited Poland many times. It's closely for me and history and so on. And I decided to stay in Krakow because it was chance to find the job. And it's really good. And also I am happy because I have the same museum job. And so I also happy that I am useful. And it helped me, and I useful to help the other Ukrainians, and also the situation and their feelings and reaction very understandable for me.
I may add just a couple of words, because Victoria mentioned a very important thing about the wish to be a witness, to fix something in words or in photography. When we tried to find our heroines for the project, the condition was that they could speak out, that they could tell their stories, and that they have a wish to do this by themselves. So we didn't have to enforce this or to persuade them. They were ready to take part in this conversation, and it was important for them to show their experience and to be a witness. And some of them told us that they already had this mission inside. When they were in Ukraine and traveling to Poland, they were thinking about how it is being a witness and what will they tell to other people abroad, for example, and to their children. And this mission for them was like very visible. That's why when we collected these histories, these stories of our women, we also felt this a kind of mission to be a mediator between their stories and those who know not so much about this war.
Primero, lo que he pensado en este tema es que hay algo que es permanente en la fotografía de guerra, y que empieza de una cierta manera durante la guerra civil, es las fotografías de las trincheras, de los bombardeos de la población civil, de los refugiados que huyen con los trenes, por ejemplo, en España o en Ucrania. Es decir, que es cierto que los reporteros, los fotógrafos de mi periódico que van a Ucrania, regresan con fotografías que son muy parecidas a las de Capa en Madrid, con las trincheras, la gente con las armas. Pero lo que es importante es, en lo que has explicado, es lo que es muy diferente es el testimonio. Es cierto que ahora todo el mundo tiene un teléfono que hace fotografías. Esas fotografías pueden enviarse en todo el mundo. Eso no existía durante la guerra civil. Es decir, que una parte de lo que pasa en los campos, por ejemplo, en el 39, no hay fotografías. Y es cierto también que el testimonio de la gente que han ido en esos campos, hubo muy pocos en fotografías, muy poco en palabras. porque no había algo que estamos acostumbrados ahora, es decir, el testimonio inmediato. Y eso es muy fuerte porque lo que pasa durante la Guerra Civil Española es una guerra también de propaganda contra propaganda. Existe ahora también, pero los medios de ahora son mucho más fuertes. Y eso se nota en ese trabajo de ustedes sobre esos testimonios sobre Ucrania y muchos más que han aparecido en la prensa o en Internet. Y eso es muy interesante porque la arma de la imagen es siempre más fuerte, me parece.
I want to say that also it's very important because also this is a war of information and propaganda and counter-propaganda, especially from Russia's direction. It's a lot of active propaganda in Poland also, and against from Ukrainians. Sometimes we have a lot of information. It still works. And so the Galicia Jewish Museum also, as a museum who work with a memory, with testimony, with a Holocaust, it has a big experience to collect this information and also work with propaganda. And that is why it was idea of this museum to collect not only witness, yes, but also it's like a kind of help for Ukrainians to show the Polish people who are Ukrainian refugees, and also one of the steps to show the people, because it's also like a kind of propaganda, yes.
When looking at the exhibition of this part with works of Robert Capa, we see that these people still anonymous, but the context is always present. In each situation is described, and it shows us this human point of view of the photographer. And I think it's the thing which is common with our exhibition as well, because this point of view is very important. Ethical attitude to people who became a part of somebody's artistic view or somebody's social report. They always have to be and to look not offended. And this thing is present in our project as well, because all these women portrayed in quite friendly environment. It was very important for them to feel comfortable, to calm down, and to be able to express their experience. Photographer Irina Mironenko and we as a team tried to organize this work in such a way that they could speak easily and that they shouldn't need any psychological assistance after that. It was very important.
Lo que me parece interesante es que entre la guerra de ahora y la guerra civil española es que hay mucho punto en común en el campo de la fotografía de prensa. Es decir, que durante la guerra civil española se controla mucho lo que los fotógrafos hacen de fotografías y lo que los periodistas escriben. Hay una censura de guerra. Lo que pasa en el caso de la guerra en Ucrania, pasa algo, no hay censura ahora, pero en el fotoperiodismo hay un control de a dónde van los periodistas y del material que van a sacar de sus reportajes. Eso se puede imaginar como un punto en común. Hay también el uso de la fotografía como en un papel de represión, como he explicado, que existía también durante la Guerra Civil Española, porque se han robado las fotografías de los republicanos, se han fusilado gente porque tenían documentos fotográficos o de textos que era en contra del general Franco. Y también lo que hay de interesante en esta exposición sobre Ucrania es que estamos no en el campo del fotoperiodismo, estamos en un campo que es muy importante ahora en la fotografía. Es un trabajo, digamos, de arte, como se hace ahora la fotografía, que no es una fotografía de reportaje, pero que es una fotografía de testimonio, que es muy importante en el campo de la fotografía moderna. Y es cierto que eso se puede hacer ahora, no se podía hacer durante las otras guerras del siglo XX. Y es muy importante de hacer este tipo de cosas, que los testimonios, las fotografías se quedan en museo y incluso se puede documentar la guerra cuando se hace. Durante la Guerra Civil no se ha podido hacer este trabajo porque hubo mucha represión después de la guerra. Hubo también algo que era muy fuerte para los españoles que se han ido al exiliado, es que no querían hablar de la guerra. Mi padre, por ejemplo, no hablaba de lo que ha hecho durante la guerra, nunca. Y los españoles que estaban en estos campos de argieles han dejado muy pocos documentos sobre lo que ha sucedido.
Yeah, it's a very important comment that not everyone is ready or willing to talk. So that was our mission, to find such people who can express and somehow to overcome their pain, and that they would be already on that level of experience that they can tell about this. This type of photography and these stories, they make all these women visible, and it's also a kind of brave attitude to their lives. They were ready to expose themselves in the city, in a public space. It was also very important for us to tell this an instrument to see who are this minority, who are these people, because Ukrainians now is the biggest minority in Poland, and it causes different problems, of course, social conflicts, sometimes situations when we cannot understand each other. The closer we live, the more problems occur. That's why the knowledge about refugees, the knowledge of what they've experienced was one of these missions of this project. That's why this photography had this very important aim to be the contact between Polish citizens of Krakow and people who got this help from this city, and they became like getting to know each other better. It was a situation of communication. And I think the difference is, of course, very obvious, that social reporting differs from this very intimate, sometimes very personal situations and stories. But they play a social role. That's why this kind of artistic work has this element of social mission of this project as well.
I just want to say that don't forget that the war is continuing. and nobody knows exactly what will be in the future. And also it was very important for our heroines, for example, because 1 year, and what now, because our project we began on April, May, now also 1 year, and also it's important what our heroines do now. Yes, they moved, or what's the reason? Because some of our heroines come back to Ukraine. They decided to do it if they have opportunity, because from our family of our heroines from Severodonetsk, it's not possible. They lost everything because it's a zone of combat. For our heroines from Bucha, Bucha is famous. It's a pity, but was sad famous in the world. But our heroines come back to her husband because it's important that mostly of refugees who came to Poland and to Europe, they are women with children or with old parents, without husbands, without men, because the men mostly stay in Ukraine, and also part of these men are in the army, struggled, brothers and husbands. And so this is the reason that some of our Ukrainian women come back to Ukraine to support and to join with families, because it's 1 year, it's not possible. And also, but the main that common that united all this project and Robert Capa photos and our project and our way home and photos, maybe that shows the world that how the war is awful, yes, and so it's necessary to stop this process, because the history is a history, but the history it's a pity it's repeat, but it's necessary to do as better as possible to stop the awful war.
Es cierto para mí que la historia no se repite, pero hay algo que es siempre muy fuerte, es que siempre es el pueblo que sufre en la guerra civil española, como en Ucrania. La lucha del pueblo en la guerra y el sufrimiento del pueblo en la guerra. Y siempre hay que mostrar eso y documentar eso.
I would also be very thankful to this opportunity to meet with you all and to talk about the common things which happening every time we see the atrocities of war. And the very important thing is to see a human inside of all these conflicts, and to think about his or her destiny, and how can we help, how can we be engaged in thinking about this, what we can do as volunteers, as curators, as journalists, as editors and photographers. And these exhibitions, both in a dialogue, can show this powerful thing photography can do, the engagement of the author, how powerful can be. So thank you for this meeting, and hope our viewers will see most important things in these two exhibitions as well.